Okay, hello YouTube. This is Rico MNC. I have no idea how my voice is getting caught here by my camera. It's just an Android phone, and I've noticed that I'm not talking as loud usually as I think I am, and sometimes it doesn't come through. So I may do some audio processing on this before I post it, if I post it. I'm enjoying a morning cigar. Why? Because I like them. If you don't approve, I'm sorry. But there's a supplement I take uh, called Cananitine. It's by this company called Troscriptions. I don't get sponsored or anything. There's no, I'm not important enough for that. But it has this stuff called methylene blue. No, it's not meth. There's some guys I train with. When I told them, they asked me, "Hey, what kind of supplements you take?" And I said, "I take this stuff that's got methylene." You take blue meth? No, no, this ain't Mr. White. It's you look at it, look it up on YouTube. Transcriptions. Go to their site. They have a lot of. I'm not selling their stuff, but it has a little bit of methylene blue, about 50 milligrams of caffeine, which is about equivalent to about half a cup of coffee. And it's got 1 milligram of nicotine in it. And if you look into it, nicotine is not bad for you in small amounts. It actually helps some things. Your mileage might vary. Consult with your doctor and all that good disclaimer stuff. And that I kind of got sidetracked talking about that. But anyway, I decided that I still prefer to get my nicotine from a cigar in the morning. And so I'm just, they've got another one that's just called Just Blue or something. It's just got the methylene blue, no caffeine. So I get my caffeine from my coffee and I get my nicotine from my cigar. I just enjoy it that way. So I decided to try some videos just entitled Old Man Blue Belt Jiu-Jitsu Musings. So you look at my belt there, it's only got 3 stripes on it. I actually have 4. One of them came off in the wash again. And you notice it's kind of faded. Well, that's because I've been training for almost 6 years, almost 3 years as a blue belt, and I'm kind of a slow old man, so I'm on the left side of the belting curve here a little bit. But back in April, and I'm gonna put the stripe on while I'm talking, putting another one back on here. Excuse me. Um, Back in April, I had a private lesson with our head black belt, and at the end of the lesson, this is back in April. This is now what? This is the end of September now. And he said, "Okay, Rick, I want you to start preparing for the purple belt test." Well, I only had 3 stripes. But next class, next awards class, where he awards belts and stripes, he awarded me my 4th stripe. And I thought, well, wow, now it's getting real. I'm not chasing belts. I'm just trying to get better at jiu-jitsu because I like training jiu-jitsu for lots of reasons. But once my head instructor tells me that, I feel like I'm kind of obligated. A lot of my motivation for wanting to do well and get that purple belt, which I'm still not confident that I'm ever really going to be a purple belt, but that's how I felt about my blue belt, is that I don't want to disappoint him. He says I'm ready. Well, I'm going to try and be ready. There, we got that back on there. Hopefully that'll stay. It's really strange because these are some of the original ones that he gave me. These just came off some cheaper, like more cloth-like ones, and I thought, well, I'll go buy these better ones, but they're not better. This stuff here, this adhesive tape, they're the ones that continually come off. Now, obviously, 2 of the original ones came off, but these 2 have not come off, and I'm not sure why. But now I got my 4 stripes again to motivate me. Because when I started training, I just was trying to stay in shape and learn some cool, skills. And I fell in love with jiu-jitsu almost 6 years ago. And it's been tough. It's one of the hardest, most challenging, difficult things I've ever done in my life. And as good or bad as I may be, this blue belt is one of the things I'm most proud of in my whole life, getting this blue belt. Um, Uh, about 6 years ago, I don't count the first place I trained at because I was only there 6 weeks, and then Kama Jiu-Jitsu moved into the ATX area. They had to close after about 4 years due to financial things, but that's when I felt like my real training started, because the first place I was at, now that I've trained at other places, now that I've been to open mats, now that I've been to seminars and classes at different places, it was more like a jiu-jitsu club. There wasn't a lot of instruction. It was kind of like some blue belt or purple belt would show a thing that I would never ever see again during the class. It would never present itself for me to do that. And and there's about 15 minutes of warm up and a little bit of instruction, and then they just rolled. Maybe you'd get 20 or 30 minutes of instruction and warm up, and you just roll. And I was kind of lost. To give them credit, I found out later that the reason there wasn't a lot of instruction while I was there was because some of the guys, purple belts, that usually took new white belts under their wings and kind of work with them and train them. They weren't there for various reasons. They were out for injuries. They'd just been competing, or they're preparing to compete, and they just weren't available. So I'm not gonna judge the whole place based on my experience, but it worked out for me. Kama Jiu-Jitsu was instrumental, and the two things I learned from them that have stuck with me and helped me survive and improve were the concepts of base and connection. And if you want to find some guys on YouTube that really emphasize that, Kama doesn't do a lot of instructional videos on YouTube. They have a really good video library that you can subscribe to that teaches it. But guys like Henry Aiken, Matt Thornton, and then Chris Burns, they're all sort of heavily influenced and informed by the Hickson lineage, if that means anything to you. If not, well, okay. But just base and connection. And when I'm lost and I don't remember a specific technique, I work base and connection, and that's how I survive. The other day, we were doing some training, passing open guard in gi, and we were switching off partners in sort of a king of the hill scenario. And so you'd have different partners, and there was one black belt there that he got the best of me most of the time, but he was working with me. I know better than to think that, oh, I got a black belt. No, it's because he's working with me and he's doing training drilling with me and training rolls with me. But eventually he would submit me just to show that, I can submit you anytime I want. I'm just working with you. So keep that in mind if you're training and you think you got something on an experienced black belt, although they do make mistakes now and then. But anyway, at the end of training, he came up to me and says, so Rick, what are you, about 165? And I said, no, I'm 130 pounds. And he got a funny look on his face, and he said, oh, you feel much heavier. And I took that as a compliment, because that's what base and connection does for you. You feel a lot heavier. You feel stronger than you would if you're not establishing good, solid base and connection. And this video is already getting longer than I intended it to. If you stick with me to the end, I'd be amazed, because I'm just this old guy training jiu-jitsu, and I like to talk about it a lot because it's a big part of my life now. I think jiu-jitsu helps you mentally, physically, and emotionally have a better life. If you're looking for it, for what it's worth. So I'm making some tea right now, and I'm going to go get it. But this is the musings of an old man blue belt doing jiu-jitsu. Oh, in my current school, when they gave me the list of all the stuff in their purple belt requirements, there was a lot of judo in it. A lot of judo. And fortunately, we have a judo coral belt that teaches judo classes at the school also. And Judo right now, I'm a white belt at judo, and judo for me, the training for it is much more difficult for me than jiu-jitsu for lots of reasons. Um, the guy who teaches at our school is an old guy who's been doing it since the 1950s when he was a kid, so he's even older than me. I'm over 60. Well, he's over 70. And that guy still feels like a tank full of bricks when you're drilling or rolling with him. Um, so I got injured doing judo and had to recover and had to get some rehab and some physical therapy. But I swear now my body feels better than it did 20 years ago. So I'll leave you with that, and maybe I'll do another one of these if anybody actually watches or listens to this or leaves a comment, good or bad. So till next time, this is Rico MNC. Goodbye.